In a small house in Bonn, Germany, lived a young boy named Ludwig van Beethoven. Even as a child, Ludwig heard music everywhere, not just in grand concert halls, but in the chirping of birds and the bustling streets. This is the story of how a little boy with a big dream changed the world with his music. Ludwig's father, a musician himself, dreamt of his son becoming the next Mozart. He pushed Ludwig hard, sometimes too hard, to practice day and night. But Ludwig didn't mind. For him, music was an adventure. Sometimes Ludwig would escape to the attic, his secret musical hideaway. There, surrounded by old trunks and forgotten treasures, he would compose his own songs. One day, while playing in the market square, Ludwig heard a street musician playing a sad tune. It wasn't perfect, but it was full of feeling. Ludwig realized that music wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It was about telling stories and sharing emotions. It was about connecting with people. He began to play with more passion, pouring his heart into every note. People started to notice the little boy with the big talent. Soon, Ludwig started taking lessons from famous musicians who recognized his genius. They taught him about harmony, melody, and the power of music. One of his teachers said, "Ludwig, you don't just play the music, you feel it in your soul. That is what makes you special." Ludwig began composing his own music, filling notebooks with melodies that bubbled up from his heart. He wrote about joy, sorrow, love, and everything in between. His music told stories without words, touching the hearts of those who listened. People felt as though they knew Ludwig, even if they had never met him. But Ludwig faced a challenge. As he grew older, he began to lose his hearing. The very thing he loved most was slowly slipping away. He tried everything to stop the silence from creeping in, but nothing worked. Ludwig was devastated. How could he compose music if he couldn't hear? He locked himself away, afraid to face the world. His friends missed his laughter, and the world missed his music. One day, Ludwig sat at his piano, feeling utterly defeated. He placed his hands on the keys, not expecting to hear anything. But as his fingers touched the ivory, he felt the vibrations. He couldn't hear the notes, but he could feel them deep within his bones. An idea sparked in his mind. He could still compose. He would feel the music instead of hearing it. Ludwig began to compose again, pressing his ear to the piano to feel the vibrations. He wrote some of the most beautiful music the world had ever known. People were amazed. How could someone who couldn't hear create such beautiful sounds? It was a miracle. Ludwig showed the world that even when things seem impossible, there is always a way to follow your dreams. He taught us that music isn't just about hearing. It's about feeling, expressing, and connecting. Even though he couldn't hear the applause, Ludwig knew that his music had touched people's hearts, and that was all that mattered. Ludwig van Beethoven became one of the greatest composers of all time, proving that nothing can stop the music inside you. So listen to your heart, follow your dreams, and let the music inside you shine. And remember, just like Beethoven, you have something special to share with the world.